Now, I don't usually rant on this channel. I'm quite a, balanced fan. I like to, take both sides of the arguments when talking about Tottenham Hotspur. But when you play your North London rivals Arsenal and put in that sort of display, which is just not good enough whatsoever, it's really hard to stay level-headed. I'm absolutely seething after that. I'm absolutely enraged. It was such a frustrating game. Just, we can go out there and use all the excuses in the book, but at the end of the day, it's Arsenal in the North London derby midweek. There's got to be a better performance there. I'm sorry, but it was an absolutely dismal display from Tottenham from start to finish, with a few moments sprinkled, but they were not good enough. But before we go any further, and you think this is just rant after rant after rant, it isn't. But I'd love it if you get down in the comments down below. Let me know what you thought of that game. Is it the final straw for Ange for you? Have you had enough? Or are you still backing him and think, the injuries haven't played a good part? Leave your likes as always. It helps me massively with the algorithm. And also subscribe and hit the notification bell, because it'll let you know when I'm going live in instances such as this. And in these reaction videos, like we always do, we get the stats up and we see like what was the tale of the tape. And at the end of the day, just not good enough. Possession 54% to 46. 46% was in Spurs' favour. Then you have the shots, 14 and 4 on target for Arsenal, 10 and 2 on target for Spurs. I mean, it doesn't tell the full story. Arsenal practically did dominate us from start to finish. The first 20 minutes was an absolute onslaught. If Arsenal had Saka, if they had a potent striker, and who wasn't Havertz or Sterling or Martinelli, Trossard is still not good enough, even though he scored. But if they had a competent striker, they would have put us to the absolute sword. They dominated, and their defence is so solid. And it was just a deflected goal from Son that gave us the lead. And, we did have a few chances early on. The Kulusevski effort was good, the Solanke one, but Gabriel and Saliba are just incredible. We talk about defence and our makeshift defence at the moment. That is a proper defence. I miss Mickey van der Ven and Romero. I think that's a big attribute for us not doing well this season. But that goes to show you, when you have a strong defence, you can do whatever you want. I mean, if Arsenal work out their attack, I dread to think what they could become in the Premier League. But anyway, yeah, we score against the run of play, and you think, if we could just hold out for a little bit longer, but it was not to be the case, And the reason I'm reeling is the goal, the equaliser, should not have been a corner. It does not come off a Tottenham player. It comes off an Arsenal player. But it's given. I don't know how in the modern game, with all this technology, all the bells and whistles, VAR, whatever, we can't actually determine whether a ball's come off a certain player. But they get the corner. It's poorly defended, and Gabriel scores, as he always seems to do against us from a corner, as Arsenal do as well. And then you just think, hold on until half-time. But, Kinsky, I should say, who has been really good, in his first 2 games. I know one was against Tamworth, but against Liverpool he was outstanding, shot-stopping, passing and claiming. But I don't know what was the matter with him tonight. He's played in the Prague derby, but the North London derby seemed to get the better of him. He seemed a bit rattled. He made a few mistakes, and he should really be saving this. Obviously, Bissouma loses the ball in midfield, which was not good enough. He's been on good form, but this was poor. And, yeah, basically, Kinsky, it goes through his hands. He should really be saving that one. But, just all the players are off form. Ange makes a double change at half-time, brings on Maddison and Johnson for Sarr and Bissouma. We look really open in the midfield. I thought Bergwijn was really good, absolutely running his socks off. But wasn't to be, was it? Solanke wasn't getting a sniff. Son looked poor, Johnson looked poor, Maddison, they all just looked really poor. And compared to last Wednesday, when I was at that Liverpool game, and they were all absolutely outstanding, I feel sorry for Archie Gray. I feel sorry for people like that, because he's working really hard in a makeshift back line, but drag us in, and it's just not good enough. It's just not good enough. And now, where are we in the Premier League? I think we're about something like 13th. Yeah, we're currently 13th on 24 points. Crystal Palace are on the same points as us. If Man United win tomorrow, they will go above us. we are in a relegation battle. You know, it's we're lucky that there's worse teams than us. But this goes to show that we just got to focus on the cups this year: Carabao Cup, League Cup, FA Cup, and the Europa League are the priority. Because now, like, you look at, the gap between us and even 7th is now like 11 points. Forget top 4. Some of the form guides of some of the other teams above us are just outstanding. Liverpool, Arsenal, Forest, Newcastle, not lost in their last 5. So it goes to show the level of quality. And, I have backed Ange Postecoglou, and, I feel like, with this lineup, with this team, it's not really been in his favour. But today it was just not good enough. It's just not good enough. I wasn't sure about the setup of the team. I wasn't sure about Sarr. But it's just a real struggle at the moment. And I'm running out of excuses myself as to what is the problem. Because, now it's just, we've not won a game in the Premier League since Southampton, I believe. So it's poor. It's really, really poor. We can't find any level of consistency. As I say, against Liverpool, outstanding to a man. But we just can't keep that level up. And, I'm still Ange. I will always be Ange. I want him to be given time and backing by the club and the fans. But, what is it? Maybe in these games, we got to go in and really give them a go. I just think it was like end to end. It was relentless, but we didn't look like we had a foot in the game. As I say, go against the run of play. We need a lot. We need a lot. It's almost like just cancel the season now, the Premier League, fast forward. And see what happens, because like those cup competitions aren't going to be easy. We've got to go away to Anfield, we've got to go away to Villa Park, and the Europa League's not tied up. We've still got a big game, 2 big games to get through into the next round of that without having to do the knockout qualifier, whatever it is. So yeah, frustrating, absolutely fuming, so annoyed about that corner as well. Arsenal, it's just always the way with Arsenal. It's the one that hurts the most because it's your rivals. It's, so many of my friends are Arsenal fans as well as colleagues at work. It just really, really stings. Highly frustrating. But yeah, we're just going to have to move on from a game like this. Everton away on Sunday. Not going to be easy. Don't think they won tonight against Everton. I think they lost to Villa, that is. But, Moyes is in town and hopefully... he'll have a good homecoming at Goodison Park. But yeah, that's all we've got time for today. I think I'm going to need to go and have a lay down and a debrief about that, because it was absolutely woeful. But yeah, until next time, leave your likes, leave your comments on what you thought of it, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you guys pretty soon. Ciao.